Hey, welcome back, guys. When you're creating a character for a story you're writing, what questions do you ask yourself? Do you consciously ask yourself specific questions, or do you just barge into your writing with a pretty clear concept of what you want your character to be like? Well, why do you want your character to act this way? What makes them the way they are? Well, there are the basics that many people think of first. Their name, their age, their ethnicity, their gender identity. Those facts can give a lot of depth to a story, all on their own. But if you want your story to really pop, you gotta think about some other things too. What is her background? How did she grow up? What made her who she is today? And not just some big specific event that made her life the way it is. That can be an important factor, but what about the little things that made her who she is? Maybe her brother is mentally disabled, so she's a very responsible girl now and wants to help out around the house. But she's also sad because she didn't get a lot of attention as a kid because of her mentally disabled brother. So little things like that can make a character very complex. Another question to ask yourself is, will readers like this character, or will readers dislike this character? Now remember, there's a difference between a good character and a bad person. For example, Severus Snape is my favorite character from Harry Potter. Why? He's a very complex character. He has a lot of different aspects to him that make him who he is. Now, does that mean he's a good person? No. He's a very mean, horrible person. But he has a complexity to him that makes him interesting. And that's what you want to give your character. Whether they're likable or not as a person doesn't make them likable as a character or not. So you have to make sure you make that distinction. But to make these characters likable as characters, you have to start asking them these questions, making lists of questions that you answer about your characters, and use these answers to formulate how your character acts and responds to certain things in a story, and how they develop throughout the story. As you write the story, you'll want to re-ask certain questions because the answers can change. Actually, the answers to some of these questions have to change to make sure the development of the character is happening. What is their ambition? What is their religion even? What are some of their philosophies in life? What are their relationships with other characters? And a question that becomes one of the most interesting when the answer is changed is, will your audience like the character? Creating these lists not only helps develop your characters and give more depth to them, but giving your characters more depth gives your story more depth. It can provide inspiration to change the direction of the story. People assume that writers just sit down and start writing and create a story. Now, yes, that is the case. People do that. But planning when you write a story, absolutely nothing is wrong with that. Writing a story is like writing an essay. The processes aren't much different. Writing a story takes time, and planning it is a very important process. Make sure you guys don't just jump into your writing every single time you want to write. Try sitting down and brainstorming, not just for a plot, but for little things. I hope this helped. Until next time, bye guys!